Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty podcast.
This is episode 65, and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. So hey, how you doing? Welcome. If you are new, we hope you stick around and you like what you see and you consider subscribing. And if you are a returning viewer, friend, member of our community, we are so thankful that you are here. Why'd you look at me like that?
I always just look around. I don't know what to do at this part because she's just talking. I was like, I don't know.
But anyway, we're so glad that you're here, and we appreciate you taking time out of your life to spend it with us. And we appreciate all your comments, and if you've left a comment recently and we have not returned that comment, very sorry, but we have read it and we will return your comment. So thank you. And what else should we say?
All notes are in the description box below.
Yes, all notes are in the description box below. If we leave anything out, please contact us, whether it's through comments below, our email, or on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Or Facebook.
Or Facebook. We do have a Facebook group. And all right,
yeah.
Is that good?
I think so.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the crafty goodness.
Yeah.
We'll start with what I'm wearing, I guess. So this is my Bluebird Cardi. It was in this bag by White Rose Fiber Co. And it is knitted out of this yarn, which is, I have the tags in my Ziploc bag. No, I have this. Okay, so the contrast color is this. This is Dale Garn Baby Dale Ooh in a neutral color. Oh, and the speckled color is Aldine Wools by Knit Crate. And it is Aldine Wool Shine Sport in the colorway Sky. And this is all I have left. So I had 2 balls of this, and that's what is left. So I did make some changes to this sweater, and I will tell you about them now. First, let me tell you, I knitted the sweater on a US 6. The entire sweater is knitted on a US 6.
Even the ribbing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even ribbing. This is ribbing. That's garter.
It's all knit on a US 6. And I'm going to stand up and let you get a look at it that way before I tell you the changes. So, okay, this is a nice side view of my body. But down here in the original pattern, there's lace. I omitted the lace and I just knitted garter stitch. And then I did follow the pattern for the body, but I added 3 inches of length. And then the sleeve, I knitted that a little different. I believe there's lace here on the sleeve as well. No, I might be making that up. I think it's garter stitch. I changed it to ribbing. But everything else is the same. So I think I should probably tell you the size that I knitted. I cast it on the 41 inch bust. All right, I think that's everything.
How many more finished objects do you have?
1, just 1, and then a fixed finished object.
Do you want to talk about the fixed ones first?
Sure.
Okay. We got fixed sweaters that we've had for a while. Hold on. Anyways, so mine was my Bright Feather, which I knit for our Colorwork sweater make along in, when did we do that one?
2020.
2020. So I did finish this in 2020, and I wore it once, I think, and that's it. But so I knit it. I think I knit the second size, maybe third. I forget. I did not have a Ravelry page at the time at all, so I did not have any notes. So it's going off memory. But anyways, I think I knit the second or third size. I did knit it 2-pattern originally, other than the sleeves, because there's color work on the sleeves. And I just knit them straight and did the rapid decrease. But the differences I made was I made the body shorter because it hit me at a weird length. And then I made the sleeves longer because at the time I didn't take into consideration my arm moving. So I just held my arm out straight and then started the ribbing and then thought it was good enough without moving around in the sweater, and it did not fit right. So the sleeves were too short. They would rise up and like hit me here. And they were tight because I also didn't know how to bind off loosely at the time either. So all around it just did not fit very well. But now I'm happy with it and will hopefully actually wear it. And it's a fingering weight yarn. I used Coops Knit Socks, yeah, in the Bencherine color. And then the color work is Noble Character Crafts in the Wilderness color, which is the same color as the gnomes that I knit, which are behind us, those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The body of the gnomes.
Yeah, the body of the gnomes. But yeah, so that's this. It was knit on a US 5 for the knitting, like the stockinette, and then the ribbing was on a US 4. But, yeah.
All right, and I fixed a previous finished object. So I knitted this. This is the Windswept by Melissa Kimmerer.
Oh, I didn't say who the bright feather was by. It's Jennifer Steingart.
Mm-hmm. Back in, I'm looking at my notes. Back in 2018. So I started it on May 2nd, 2018, and I finished it on July 28th, 2018. I do actually have a Ravelry page for this because I go through periods where I use it and when I don't use it. So I'll pop in a picture of what the cuffs looked like originally. They were just very short garter stitching. And I believe that's what the sweater calls for. The bottom of the sweater has garter stitching. And that's what I had done at the cuff of the sleeve. And I just had a very short width, like maybe an inch of garter stitch in this contrasting color. And they were a little too short for me. They hit me like right here. But when I knitted this sweater out of Knit Picks palette, 3 different colors, cream, royal, and what was the other one? Mauve. And it's not royal, it's regal. So this is the mauve and this is the regal. And then obviously this is the cream. But so it's a very warm sweater, even though it's fingering weight. And so I would go to wear it when it was really cold. But then my wrist would be cold because the arm, the sleeve length wasn't long enough. I thought I wanted that length. Turns out I didn't. So I'm thankful that I did have notes because that way I could look up the size of needle I used. And I just actually picked up the stitches with the needle 1 row down from the garter stitch, and then I just cut the garter stitch off.
Oh man.
Not like down to this color,
okay.
but I left a little bit that I still had to pull out. But because I knew I wasn't going to use it, and I had saved, and that's another reason to like save your scraps. I mean, I know some people, they're done knitting their sweater and they just get rid of their scraps. But I always save a little bit at least in case I need to fix something. And in this case, now I have a sweater I didn't wear that I will wear this winter. So.
You seem to prefer the longer ribbing anyways. So like before it was like only like that long or something of like a cuff, but like every time you go to do a cuff, you're always like, I want a long ribbed cuff. So.
And you know, and I think that comes with time and experience. But it also, I mean, you don't have to be experienced to know what you enjoy wearing. And so I think when you decide to knit a sweater, you may love the way it looks. and then hate the way it fits. So
Mm-hmm.
you could follow the pattern perfectly, you got gauge, you did everything right, and then you go and put your hand knit sweater on and you're like, this is not good.
That's kind of how I feel about my bright feather because of the neck. Like, I wish it was ribbing rather than the rolled. I don't know. I feel like it just puckers and, like, does a bunch of stuff through here. And it doesn't lay super great.
Yeah, so I mean, and that happens, and it's kind of sad when it does happen, but it's knitting. You can always rip it out.
Not ripping it out. I will not rip it out.
You can,
again.
though, if you should want to, and that's always fun.
I want it. I did want it, and I still want it.
Yeah.
And I think making it shorter and lengthening the arms, it will be better. Like, it will feel better than it did. Because then it just, like, felt all off rather than just, like, one little thing. So, I think it'll be fine.
I only have one more.
You only have one more? Okay. I'm going to talk about this one. But anyway, so I finished my souffle, and it's super pretty. It's so hard to show, like, big sweaters, even though it's not that big. But anyway, so this is the souffle by Penrose Knits. She does have a knitting podcast and her own website, but her patterns are on Ravelry also. So this is the original souffle with the 2 strands of mohair held together. There are a couple other souffles already. There's the petite souffle and the summer souffle already out, and the chunky souffle, this is blowing me out. Hold on, put it down. It's like making me shiny.
Here, hold on 1 second.
Okay. Anyway, so the chunky souffle comes out on the 1st of September also. But anyway, so like I said, this is the mohair one, so the original. So this top piece is knit with 1 strand of the mohair to make it the sheer look, and then the body and the arms are knit holding 2 strands of mohair double. And then the ruffle is with 1 strand, and the I-cord is with 2. So the I-cord is just around the top. And
You want to show the neckline? There.
And then there's the keyhole detail too. And that button is from Theo's baby romper from last year. I don't remember where I got it. It was just a spare one that I had basically in my stash. But anyways, so I knit the 2nd size. I knit it a little shorter than pattern calls for. I think I knit it for 9 inches and then did 1.5 inch rib at the bottom. It does call for a folded over, but I didn't trust myself to do a folded over for the body. And then, then the sleeves, I knit them to pattern, but then I didn't want to read how she did the decreases around here because I knew I just wanted to do rapid decrease and then the ribbing instead of the folded over again. So the only difference I did was the bottoms basically, so the ribbing details. But everything else is to pattern and it's really cute. And I'm super excited for it. But anyways, I had to finish this so I could do the chunky souffle in September. But I told myself...
Because it's going to come out September 1st?
Yes. I told myself I could not cast it on until this one was done. And I already have yarn for it. So, yeah, it is blocked and everything too. So it's ready to wear. I didn't even say this. I was where that stitch marker was. So I finished the body and then did both sleeves. And it is done on a US 9. All of it was. That's a lie. The ribbing was done on a US 8. But yeah, so there's that. And then...
Yeah, show your hat and then...
I was going to talk about the one that I don't have anymore. Anyway.
Oh, I forgot you had that one.
It's fine. This is Holden's hat. It's the Rafa's hat by Hohi Locatelli. I've did one before for him, but it was old and he needed a new hat. But anyway, so this is out of Wandering Flock, Middle Earth. He said he wanted a dark green hat. So this was my only dark green. And the Rafa's hat is actually a free pattern by Hohi Locatelli. So it's just ribbing, garter ridges, and then just same thing over and over again. But it's a super simple pattern. It is a DK weight. I used fingering held double on a US 5, I believe. I think. I knit this and I think I took everything out of the bags and didn't make the Ravelry page until earlier today.
Oh.
So I think it's a US 5.
I always keep everything in my bag.
I know, I meant to.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think I wanted the bag.
Oh.
I wanted the bag for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to take the other bag with me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I switched my bags basically, so I took the yarn and the needles out and put them away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it fits him. I knit the large size. There's 3 sizes. And it's super stretchy. And he put it on and he said it's super soft.
Yeah, because the other one's acrylic, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Woolies.
Oh, okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but he likes that one too because it's gray. But it's like I washed all of his hats because he's going to want them soon-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was blocking that one, I took all 3 of his hats and washed them. And I blocked it. And this one is just so deformed. And I was like, how do you do this? I don't know. His hat's deformed, basically. So he needed a new one.
All right, my last finished object is it was in this float tote that Daphne made me. And, see the bottom? I don't know, did we show the bottom?
I don't know.
I don't know. But
Maybe, while I was working on it.
it is my Easy V. So here it is. Is that the front? Yeah, that's the front. Okay, so the last time I showed it, I was right here, hold on, just right before the last increase and before the short rows, I think, before I split for the sleeves. So I finished the body, I added a couple inches of length, and then I knitted both of the sleeves. I did not do the color work on the sleeves for various reasons, but hold on one second. I'm going to put it on and you can see it. Alright, so here it is, and it's totally huge. I mean, it's not huge, but it's a lot bigger than I wear my tops. If you've been with us for a while, you know that I always say that I'm the fluffiest on top, and so I don't like to add more fluff or bulk. And that's my booty. So, I love the yarn. The main yarn is Barocco Ultra Wool, and then these colors are Malabrigo, and it's just, the yarn is gorgeous. I love everything about the yarn, but this is a lot lower than I like my yoke to go, and so I don't know. So I don't love it. Will I wear it? Yes, probably. If I don't wear it this winter, I'm going to tear it out. I will. Because I love the yarn that much, I can just knit something else. Or I can knit this in a smaller size. Or something.
Have you tried on mine? Mine wouldn't even be a good comparison, actually. I did not get gauge. So
I did try yours on. I remember.
I did not get gauge.
You knit yours too short. But anyway, so
I knit mine too short. It's like
here it is.
Too long for me, okay?
So I did make several modifications to this sweater, although Daphne can't.
I don't remember.
She can't tell that I modified it.
I don't remember.
But let me show you the yarn first. So this is the Barocco Ultra Wool, the main color, and the color number is 33151. It says it's a beetroot. Picked that up at our local yarn store, the Yarn Maven in Smyrna, Delaware. And then this is what I have left of the 3 balls of Malabrigo. And I have
the orange one is glazed carrots.
Yes.
That's only, and then one's heavenly.
One's Archangel.
Archangel.
Yes, Archangel and glazed carrots. And then the last one is peachy.
Oh.
So, just in case you haven't never seen the tag before, I'll show you. So what I think is this one is glazed carrots, this one is peachy, and this one is Archangel. Yeah. Okay, and I knit the body of the sweater and the color work on a US 9, and I knit all the ribbing on the sweater on a US 7. And I pretty much got gauge. It's not exact. I never get row gauge.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I
don't
never
really
get row
check
gauge. But as far as stitch gauge goes. So let's talk about the size of it. I cast it on the size 4, which is the 48 inch, which that's probably where I went wrong to begin with all over. I should not have cast it on the 48 inch.
What size should you cast on?
I'm not sure. So what I ended up doing, you don't have to keep holding it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, it's like...
It's heavy.
There you go. Hold it like that.
So
it's heavy. It's a worsted weight, so...
Mm-hmm. So what I ended up doing is I worked the color work. Is that right?
Didn't you do that to pattern?
Yes, I did the V and the color work to pattern, and then after you do that, you knit around. You can't give too much away because it's paid for pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, there is a series, or for the different sizes, there's different increases. Some sizes don't get an increase at this point, and then other sizes do. The size 4, which was the 48 inch increase, did get an increase. I already knew I did not need to increase it that much. So I decided to do the increases for the size 2. And the size 2 gave me a number, gave me a total number of stitches that fell right between, it fell between the size 2 and the size 3, which the size 2 is a 40 inch bust and the size 3 is a 44 inch bust. So then after that I did the short rows from the size 3 information, not the size 4. After this increase, I forgot about it being a size 4 and just followed the pattern as if it were a size 3. So through the short rows, that's how I did it. And then I moved to the sleeve separation. And for the sleeve separation, I separated for the sleeves as if it were a size 2. So the sleeves were a size 2 size, and then the body was 6 stitches more than what the size 3 would have been after the sleeve separation. So it's a little bit bigger than the body around was. So the sleeves ended up being the size of the size 2, and the body ended up being just barely bigger than the size 3, but nowhere near the size 4 stitch count. And then from there I ended up adding, it said body measures 9 inches, and I think I went to 12.
Before the ribbing?
No, I think the total body's 12. Or maybe 11. I don't know, I'm not real good with eyeball and stuff like that. But I added several inches to the body length.
I think yours is closer to 12.
With the ribbing?
No, it's actually probably bigger. It's probably bigger. Longer. Because mine was 11.
Well, now that it's been blocked,
yeah,
it's longer. I'm talking about what I went to when I was knitting.
I was about to say, yours is probably closer to like 13 now.
Yeah.
But you did block it.
Mm-hmm. So I think...
Because mine's 11.
Yeah. But I didn't write that down, how many inches that I went to before I started the ribbing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added a ½ an inch more to the ribbing than what the pattern calls for to the body, but I did the correct length of ribbing for the sleeve. Now I totally modified the sleeves. The sleeve is called to straight knit for a certain amount of inches, which gets you to where you're supposed to start the color work, and then right before you start the color work you do a decrease to get down to the amount of stitches you need. I picked up the stitches for the sleeves and immediately started decreasing. So the entire sleeve is knit with a series of decreases from right here to right here. And then right before I started the ribbing here, I decreased a little more frequently than I had through the whole sleeve. So I think I went from picking up I had 60 stitches on hold and I picked up 10 stitches under the arm. I decreased down to 48 stitches from 70. So, and I think that's it. So those are all my modifications. It's a great pattern. Caitlin Hunter is a fabulous designer, and I love the sweater designs that she comes up with. This just is, I think this sweater speaks more to my love for the pattern or for the sweater than it does for my love of how it looks on me. You know what I mean? Like, I really wanted to knit it, and I did, and I enjoyed the process, but now I have a sweater that I might not wear. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that.
I finished my test knit for Annalise. She is a designer for Hobby, and this is the Mela Sweater. So it has a folded over neckband, and then it's just an oversized balloony sweater, basically. That's the best way to describe it. Because I say balloony because at the bottom it has these decreases on both sides that give it like a cinch in, so it gives it like a puffy feeling, I guess. And then like the sleeves, huge balloon sleeves with just a little rapid decrease and then a cuff. So I had most of this. No, I did not. This was not most of the way done. Not at all. But
you had like half of the yoke done, I think.
No.
No?
I split for sleeves.
Oh, okay.
There's my little marker. That is where the sleeve separation is. And that's right. You can kind of see it. But anyway, so I finished the body, and it looks so short. But since the yoke is so deep, the raglan is so deep, it fits. Like, it's oversized, and it's long, and it's great. I did knit the second size, and I knit it 2 patterns. The only modification I made was the length on the sleeves, and I did talk to her before doing that, but the length, I think I knit it 2 inches shorter than, no it wasn't, it was like 4 centimeters, that's not 2 inches, but anyways, like 4 centimeters less than she calls for, only because it was gonna like after I blocked it, it was gonna be way longer. So now that it's blocked and everything, it's actually the length of the pattern calls for. But then rapid decrease and the twisted rib for all the ribbing. But the yarns are, the variegated one is Yarn Cafe Creation in the orchid color, and then the burgundy is Loops and Thread Merino something. I forget exactly what it is.
Is it wool-like? No.
No, this is the merino.
Oh, okay. Oh, the wool-like is all acrylic.
Yeah, that one. This is like touch of merino, something.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a merino yarn. Merino and acrylic. But it's like mainly merino. So I think it's like 80% merino and 20% acrylic. And it is in the burgundy color. So, but that's that.
There was a different... Another change that you made, right?
Yes. 9. Oh yeah, I didn't do the jogless seam, but like
that does not bother me.
That
I know
doesn't
that
bother
bothers
me
some
either.
people, but
now it does tell you to change the center of the round to under the arm, and that would have bothered me because
to have it there halfway and then over here halfway. Yeah.
You know, like it's hard to, and I didn't want to cut the yarn and have to weave in the ends because like if I didn't wear it, then I would have just had a bunch of scraps and I couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So I did not do the jogless seam.
I think it looks fine. I think it looks great.
I think it's fine. It's under
and
the
then,
arms too.
That way you know it's the back of your sweater.
It does not bother me. I did actually change my center of round though, so it wouldn't be shifted like halfway. Like it would have been most of the way down the back, and then it just would have been gone. It would have been awkward. So I just kept the center of the round and just added another progress keeper. But you can see it on the sleeves too. But it doesn't bother me.
That's
so
the
I just
underside
kept
of the
it.
sleeve.
Yeah, it's the underside. So
You know how I said that you can tell that it's the back of the sweater too by that. I want to show how I can tell when where the back of my Easy V is. So I sewed them in. They're all sewn in, and they are trimmed. But I just leave them long, and then that way I know that that's the back of my sweater.
Someone said that in a podcast once, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, and you came to me and you were like, "She said she did." I was like, "I do that too."
I didn't know. I was like, "You should weave in your ends. You cut them." That was it. But I do have one more finished object, but I don't.
We're gonna pop in a picture.
Have it. Mary Rose is my model.
Mary Rose is my 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah, it is for my sister who is 21, but she is so small.
She's a petite person.
Very petite. She is 5'2", and she just all around just very small person. So if it's her, it would not have fit me. It would have been
scandalous.
Weird. Like it would have been weird if I wore it. Okay, could not wear that. Would not wear it. I mean, I could have if I wanted to. Would not wear that top. But if it's my sister, we have a pretty different build, anyways. So if it's her, and it's cute on her, but the yarn was Baby Bliss bamboo cotton. I think that's the name of it. It's a Baby Bliss yarn. But she picked it out from our local yarn store, the Yarn Maven, and it's the cotton pearl pattern I found on Etsy.
That link will be in the description box below. I think I put it in the last episode too.
I knit it 2 pattern, pretty much. I think I knit it 2 pattern, and
I think you
it
did.
was on a US 6. But that's pretty much all the information I have on it. But Mary Rose was my model, and it was super cute.
Yeah, it does look cute. But you'll have seen pictures at this point. So, all right. So we both have half objects now. So you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I don't care.
Well, how many WIPs do you have? I have 5.
Technically, one of these counts as a WIP, and then I have one other.
You only have 2 WIPs? 3 WIPs?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Oh, one finishes.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me show you this, because I plan on finishing it today, actually. So, there will hopefully be a picture of it finished. This is the Selena sock by Professor Pearl, and I was where this little Arkansas thing is, and I finished this sock. And the reason I say hopefully there's a picture of them finished is because I am 3 rounds away from the toe of this one. Now, the only modification I made to this version of it is I cut the leg of it shorter. So normally there's 30 repeats of the pattern, and then you go into the heel. But I only did 3 repeats of the pattern. So it's kind of hard to see with how dark it is. It's like a ribbed textured pattern, basically.
It is.
And this is in my Mountain State Stitches bag. And I am knitting...
Your 2 yarns?
I was going to say the size. I'm knitting the second size, because it is a 3-size pattern. And I'm on a US 3, I believe. I might be on a 4, but I think it's a 3. If I find it. There it is. US 3, so 3.25 millimeter. And the 2 yarns are these 2. They're a hot mess. I'm running out. Anyway, so this is Paper Cranes yarn in the Cheshire colorway, and then this is Hobby Diablo yarn, which is a mohair. So, and it is the eggplant color, but it makes a super pretty color. I don't know. I'm really excited about these, and I did actually have to restart this once because I cast on the wrong amount. Almost finished the entire leg before realizing it, and then had to rip it out and redo it all. So it would have been done if I didn't have to rip it out. But I did. So hopefully they will be done, and there will be a picture of them finished, so I don't have to show them next podcast.
Yes, there will be a lapse in the time from recording to editing, so because I have to go over my high schooler's French class with him. So she plans to finish it in that time.
Yeah, hopefully. Probably.
And so I'll talk.
Okay.
So I worked on, this is a very old WIP. Right now it is in my Stolen Minutes sock sack. And I started this for Summer Sock Camp 2021. And I am using Yarn Brary's Hunger Game Mystery Skein. This is the Reaping colorway, so I've always referred to these as my Reaping sock. Here's a little Mockingjay pin right there, and I was somewhere right around here the last time you saw them, which was months ago, I'm sure. And this is a pattern that I just wrote up myself, and I finished this sock. What did I knit? I knit a round toe. Yeah, a round toe.
That's not a round toe. I thought the round toe decreases all the way around.
It does.
That's the barn toe.
Did I knit a barn toe?
I
did.
Barn.
I knit a long barn toe.
I was like, that's a barn.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. I did a long barn toe.
Sorry.
And I started the second sock, and this is how far I am. So these socks will not make it into 2023.
Your gauge is looser than mine for socks. Look at them.
Uh-huh.
There's like a pretty big difference.
But we already discussed that.
I know.
I bet you it's not that big.
It
I bet you
seems
it's
like
one
it.
stitch.
Like, look, yours is like airier than mine though. You won't be able to see it on camera though. I just noticed it because mine was sitting on my lap.
But I don't really think, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about it, but I don't think that the, if we took gauge, it would be that different.
No, I don't think it would be. It's just because they're soft.
I think this sock is very soft and plump feeling, and this sock yarn is...
It's so weird
it's
how much different yarn can be.
I bet you it's only one stitch.
I'm sure it is. It just looks so different.
But I am knitting, that's a 64-inch stitch sock, and I am knitting it on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. All right.
And then I have another sock. This is my Yarnable, I forget which month, but it's the Mermazing color. And it kind of looks more blue, but I feel like that's blowing out a little. Might just be me. I don't know. I feel like it's a little darker.
Ooh, yeah, it just made the lighting do something.
It's like darker. I don't know. It's showing up real bright. But anyways, I was back here on this heel flap. You can kind of see my shell. And so I knit that. This is all I have to show. I have not cast on the other sock yet. But here's the yarn. That's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But these are going to go to someone Holden works with. So, and it's the same, just a 64 count. I did a shorty, so it's probably like 12 rounds of 1x1 rib, and then it looks like about 8 rounds of stockinette, and then heel flap and gusset, and then a wedge toe. So, and it is in my Mountain State Stitches bag too. There's a different one.
This is in a Bags by Dolphina, is that what it is?
Dolphina Collection.
Dolphina
She's based
Collection.
in Canada.
All
She
right.
has an Etsy shop. This one was exclusive to Native Fibers, so.
And I am knitting my husband's cashmere socks. So this is a DK weight merino cashmere nylon blend that I bought from Willow Tree Yarn. And I finished his first sock, and it's a lot longer than the sock blocker. So this is the wide rib DK weight sock pattern that I wrote up, and it's available for free on our website, on the blog. And I knitted a round toe. This is the sock I knitted the round toe on. And it looks funny because it hasn't been blocked out yet, and it's not on the blocker. So there, see? So it looks better like
it
that.
Won't look funny.
So as I was nearing, because he's a men's 12 shoe size, and as I was nearing the end of the foot, I weighed my yarn, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to risk not having enough for both socks. So I picked these two yarns out of my sock yarn scrap basket, which is actually right there on that shelf. And this is a Willow Tree yarn. I believe it was part of a sock set that I bought several years ago, a couple years ago at least. And then this is Coops Knit Socks, yeah, and I'm not sure what the colorway is, but I held these double to knit the toe. And I started the second sock, and it's right here. That's all I have. But looking forward to getting those done, getting them to him, because even though the weather hasn't cooled down yet, it will soon enough.
He'll be wanting to wear them.
Yeah, as soon as
the first leaf hits the floor.
Yeah,
though, basically.
He likes his comfy DK weight socks.
And his cashmere socks.
Yeah. All right, I have 2 more knitting whips and 1 cross stitch whip.
I have 1.
Okay, you want me to keep talking then?
Sure. Here, while she talks, I'm going to work on this sock, so there will be a picture for sure.
So in this bag that my sister-in-law gave me as part of my birthday present in April, hence the Eastery look of it, I have my City Limits, and I think the last time I showed it was in May.
I thought it was green. I thought it was supposed to be green, not purple.
Mm-mm.
Didn't you buy a bunch of green so too, or no?
For a different
okay,
sweater that'll eventually be casted on.
Yeah, green.
Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes. So the last time I showed it in May, I was right up here at the color change. And so since then, I finished the raglan increases and separated for the sleeves, and now I'm working on the body. And all of this yarn is Knit Picks palette in a variety of purpley, burgundy colors. So I think I have 4 different colors. Yeah, there's the 4th color. But these 2 colors are very similar. Like, you can tell the difference there. This one's heathered. But when you hold them together, they kind of just look like one solid color, which is what this section is here. But they're 50-gram balls, and when I started in the beginning, I didn't have full balls, so that's why there's not a whole lot up there. And the reason I can tell the back is because my short rows have more of that dark color right up there. But anyway, so this is the front. And this will probably be a focus for a finish next. Or, I don't know, maybe my, what's it called? Provence. Maybe I'll finish that one next. I don't know.
I like that one a lot. I'm thinking about making another one in yellow.
And I am knitting this sweater on my Knit Picks. These are US 9s, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Yep, 5.5 millimeter, I think is what it said, US 9. And the sleeves are being held on more Knit Picks cables. What else can I tell you about this pattern? What size am I knitting? I am knitting the size 43.5 inch, which is I don't know, because this pattern is sized for 0 to 6 months all the way up to a 68.5 inch bust. So it's very size inclusive. So I'm knitting the 43.5 inch bust. Which, if I cast this on in May for a 43.5 inch bust, casted this on in May for a 41 inch bust, why did I cast that on for the 48 inch bust? Who knows?
I know, because you said it too, and I was like, but it's big.
I don't know.
Maybe the Positive Ease recommendation, so you just went with it?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? And I have a new cast on in this bag that I was given for my birthday, and it's got a pocket here. It's great. I just love it. And I cast it on. If you watched our car Q&A, you'll know what it is. I cast it on for the swag. So this yarn, here, will you hold it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to make you
Nope,
stop
that's
knitting.
I just want to make sure it's done.
I've been planning on knitting this sweater for years, and I finally figured out, I think I've picked yarn out 3 times for it, and this is what I settled on. And it's not high contrast, so I have modified it, I modify things all the time. So this is my, like I said, the swag. I am knitting the size large, which is a 44-inch bust size. I am using a US 6 for the body and a US 4 for the ribbing. And I am knitting it out of Sweet Mountain Crafts yarn. I have my tags in here in my little pouch. Sweet Mountain Crafts yarn in the colorway Erica. Yes, it was named for me. This is my favorite color. And on the, what is this base called? It's a very like plump base.
Is it not on the tag?
No, this isn't the tag. This is a business card.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I do too, but I can't remember it right now.
I want to say stroll, but it's not.
No, that's Nitpicks.
I know.
Anyway, if I think about it, I'll edit it. I'll put it on the screen.
It is an S.
And
Pretty sure. Look, now I gotta go check because I feel bad.
Oh, it's here.
You have it?
Yep. Scree
See,
sock.
I told you it started with an S.
So, and I have 3 balls of that, and then I don't have the tag for this, but this is Beachy Breeze fibers in the Tranquility colorway, and I purchased this from the Crazy Sock Lady Yarn Co. shop. Hold on. All right, so we were interrupted, but I got it because I'm just going to show it. So because there isn't a whole lot of contrast between the colors, I decided to omit the color work and just do a striping sequence. And I am on the 2nd or the 3rd round of lace. I did put a marker for every lace repeat just because I felt like, I don't always do that, but it is a whole lot easier to like figure out where your mistakes are or to stay on track in your lace if you do that. And I happen to have a whole new set of stitch markers that were cute, and so I used them. And that's it. You'll see more of this, you know, as I progress. But you want to talk about?
I have one WIP.
Okay.
Other than my socks, but only one of them is technically a WIP. Ooh, it doesn't get caught. Anyways, so I did bring up yours actually too. So I'm knitting a simple hug for Mason, which they don't actually have a children's version of the pattern. So this is the one she knit for Mary Rose last year? Or the year before? Something like that.
Something like that. Recently, yeah.
But anyway, so this, I'm showing you the back. It does open. It is a cardigan. But anyway, so just a stripy cardigan. So she modified it. I am using her modifications for this.
Yeah, I modified it to fit my daughter.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm basically knitting the same size using her numbers and everything for Mason, my oldest. And he picked out some colors, and then I picked out some, and he doesn't like the colors, but he wants a sweater with buttons, and he wants a stripy one. So he keeps telling me he doesn't like the colors, but then he likes this. So I'm very confused. But he's 3, so. But anyways, this is how far I got. I have a couple more inches before I can do the sleeve separation. And using an assortment of yarn. So
yeah, because you're going to modify it even more, right?
I'm going to add sleeves.
And you're going to make it shorter.
I'm going to knit it a little bit shorter than that because it hits him at a little bit of an awkward length. So it's going to be a little shorter, not by much.
Are you going to put buttons like I did?
Yeah, he chose black buttons. First of all, he and I sat down to pick out buttons for this cardigan. Well, this sweater with buttons for him, right? I bought him wood-burned buttons specifically for this. He does not want them. He wants black buttons now. So these super, I do. These super nice buttons that I bought him are now just sitting downstairs, and I had to buy black buttons. So, but anyways, I'm on a US 10, and there is an assortment of weights and everything for this yarn. So the ribbing, button band, and sleeves will all be in this yarn. It is Michael's Economy yarn. It's the Michael's brand, Craft Smart Economy, and I think it's in the beige color. just like an off-white color. So this is going to be main color, basically. Button band, ribbing, and sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And then the contrast colors, I'll start with this one because it's attached. This one is Willow Trees in World Traveler. This is the only tag I have. But, so there's that one. And then the other hand-dyed one is Rose Hill in the Winter Wonderland. I do not have this tag because coffee got spilled on this yarn. So it will wash out, I'm sure of it, because it always does. But so it's not going to be that coffee-y color, basically. It will end up being a little lighter. I'm sure the coffee did stain it a little, but I'm sure it didn't stain it that bad, basically. So, but there's that color. And then this is Lion's Brand Pound of Love in the taupe color, which you guys have seen a lot lately. And then this is the Loops and Thread Wool Lake
That you knit
in
your
the
Province
Ocean Lake or something like that. Yeah, it's the scraps of my Province top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so, and it's in this bag I got from Target.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right.
but that's it right now.
I have one more work in progress. It's almost finished, and I'll show you real quick, and then I have an announcement.
What?
So,
Oh, I remember.
So this is my Perfect Posie cross stitch project. It is out of this issue of the Cross Stitcher magazine, which is April 2014, I believe. April 2015. And I don't have a picture of where it was last. I'm going to try to pull a screenshot from our last episode of when I showed this. But if it comes out blurry, I won't use it. So there may be a picture, there may not. But this is where I am. This is where I am, and I can tell you that I completed this flower. I had some of it done, and I completed it. And I had some of this flower done, and I completed it. And now I have a little bit more done on this flower, and I just have to complete that flower and then do the back stitching. And then it'll be done. And I have to find a frame for it, and it's gonna hang or be displayed in my daughter's bedroom. But this will be the last time you see it on our regular episodes. And it'll be the last time you see cross stitch on our regular episodes. Because now that summer is over and we're back to school, I homeschool in case you're new. And so we've got our school schedule down, and I've gotten more into my cross stitch again. And so I feel like I have a lot to say about it, but I know that the majority of people that watch us really aren't here for the cross stitch, and they're just not interested in cross stitch. And so I'm going to, I talked to Daphne about it. I'm going to once a month upload a video that's just me and my cross stitch. And it probably won't be too long, but it'll probably be a lot longer than it needs to be because I'll just talk about what I'm stitching, what I want to stitch, what I finished stitching. And so I would say look for that about mid-month, every month. And, or maybe, I don't know, it depends on our schedule. So now that we're going to be back on our regular 2-week schedule, after taking some extra time through the summer. And so our next episode will go up in 2 weeks. And so the cross stitch episode will be somewhere in the month of September. I'm not sure. But anyway, I appreciate if you've sat through the cross stitch and haven't wanted to, and I appreciate you if you love the cross stitch, and I hope that you will be happy to watch a short video every month about me and my cross stitch, and it'll go in its own playlist, so that'll make it easier too. If you're not interested, then you can just pass it. If you are interested, you'll know where to find it easily. But all right, we also have had a couple of comments through our time doing this asking us to talk more about,
I don't think we can in this episode.
I know, it's kind of long, about our daily lives. And really, I'm not that interesting. I homeschool my kids. I have a high schooler, a freshman in high school, and I'll have a kindergartner this year. And right now, the last several weeks have been about planning that and just getting started with it. My high schooler is doing a new, not new, but it's new to us, online school. So he has recorded classes to watch, and just so it's been a fun experience. And that's really it for me. But Daphne,
I want to talk about this first.
What is this?
I bought a bag
oh
from Susan, Delightful Works, on Etsy. And I asked her to make me a custom bag because I saw this fabric one time and I was like, I want it so bad. And the person who originally had the fabric sold out and I missed it. And I was like, I want someone to make me a bag. So then I messaged Susan and I was like, hey, can you help me? Can you make me a bag? And she was very kind and did. I did give her the link for the fabric and everything, and then she just got it in the mail.
It was
and
super
finished
quick.
it. She literally did it all in one day. It showed up, messaged me, said, hey, the fabric's here, I can make it. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even respond yet. I was at work. And
well, that's new information,
that is
too.
new. Anyways, so then she's just like, oh yeah, your fabric came. And I was like, okay, cool. But I didn't see it till later. And then I kept reading the messages and she's like, it's done, I can send it. I was like, what?
So Susan of Delightful
so
Works,
quick.
You can find her information in the description box below. You can find the link to her shop. There's also a code for free shipping for the watchers of Rose Opal, right?
Yeah. It's super cute though. And I'm very
super
happy
cute.
about it. But I mean, I don't really do anything other than knit and watch 3 kids. So
She
and
says
then
that. She's gotten into something here recently.
I'm about to go there. I'm going there.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so first of all, I started working again. I've only ever worked in one place. It is Domino's. And I am now working there again, only on the weekends. So 2 nights a week, basically, as a driver. And that's it. Just so we have a little bit more of an income coming in and that kind of stuff.
And Daphne's an extrovert, and it's good for her to get out of the house.
Okay, look, being stuck at home with 3 kids that yell at you, especially when they all just yell at you too. It's good to get out of the house without them sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone who has multiple small children understand. I mean, I'm sure you understand. We all live together too. I'm sure you wouldn't get away.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I did actually start baking bread. Now I've made, I forget what exactly the recipe's called, but it's a rustic bread. I think it's just a rustic bread. And it's really good. I like to use it to make grilled cheeses. And
we'll put the link in the description
yeah,
box.
it's somewhere. And then I used one of her cookbooks to make cinnamon rolls.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go get it.
Okay. Going back to the rustic bread. It is on shelfcooking.com. It is the easiest rustic bread recipe ever. So it's one of those ones where you have to scroll down and then jump to the recipe. Look. That's what it looks like. There's an ad playing and everything. But it's just a rustic, just plain bread. It's the best way to describe it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
How
good.
do you describe bread?
Mm-hmm.
But so that one. And then this is the book I used for the cinnamon rolls. It's a Hope's Table. I'm pretty sure I could find it because I have a piece of paper in here. I did cut it in half. So
You have to.
yeah, I'm gonna.
Can't. Yeah.
There you go. So,
There's a picture of the cinnamon
there's a
rolls,
picture.
and they have a caramel icing. I
It
didn't
is
try them.
so good. Yeah, she doesn't.
I
do
try
dairy.
to avoid dairy, so
Yeah. And it was full of dairy,
Mhm.
so it would not have been a good
they
mix.
looked very good though.
They were. They were super good.
Uh-huh.
And that I didn't think it was gonna taste like caramel because I've never made a caramel sauce because I've seen it done, but I'm how does that taste like caramel?
It's a very
And
good cookbook.
it's so good though.
If you want to
So,
check it out.
and I did, like I said, I did cut the recipe in half because it does make 3 to 4 dozen cinnamon rolls, and we did not need that many. So
Yeah.
I think I ended up making 19 altogether. Yeah.
Yours were a little bit thicker than
Mine were thicker, and I only had so much room in my dishes. So.
And since we're talking bread,
Oh wait, I made a sourdough.
Yep, she's on the sourdough journey too.
It didn't work out too great this
No,
time.
but sourdough
But-
was tricky.
I started it last Tuesday, and you're supposed to have it, I guess it's starting, I don't know. You just have it sitting for the full 7 days before you're supposed to use it all. And I think the starter just needed more time before I should have used it, basically, is what it seems like. Based on how it came out and everything, it was really dense. So it either needed the starter either needed to sit longer or it needed to rest longer before cooking it. But there was no air bubbles, so I think it might have been the starter. Like there was no air in the dough at all. So
since we're talking about bread, I'm just going to say that this is an excellent recipe book for bread. And in the winter, I made several loaves. It's recipes for no-knead loaves and meals to savor every slice. And the peasant bread recipe is like the basic bread recipe in this book, and the other recipes kind of build off of that, and it's excellent and so easy to do. So I've made this bread multiple times. So that's a good one too. But all right, well, it's long. I think this is a long episode, but like we said, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and it'll be every 2 weeks after that, now that we're back to the school schedule. And we appreciate, if you're still here, we appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.